All right, guys, welcome back to Mind of an Entrepreneur. So I'm here with a very special friend, my brother, Alex Murillo. Alex, how you doing?
What's up, brother? Thanks for having me.
So Alex, let's get right into it. You own CO Ready Handyman Services. So I want to take it back. What do you guys do and why'd you get started?
So what I do is I get homes ready for the CO so that when realtors or sellers, they want to go sell their home, they have to acquire a certification of occupancy for the town, pretty much saying that the house is safe to move in.
Okay.
And so a lot of the times there's plumbers, electricians, all different kinds of trades that have to come in sometimes in order to do so. And some things are like a little minor, so I can't do the bigger things, but I can guide you in the right direction to the things that you have to do to acquire the certification of occupancy. And most of the time I actually do the work myself, as long as it's under, the umbrella that a handyman can do.
Yeah.
So I kind of grabbed onto that niche.
And it's a very big niche. I know from being a realtor, I mean, one of the most frustrating things for me at other times is getting that certificate of occupancy because every town has different requirements and it can turn into a nightmare, especially when you're going to sell and you have your plans at another house.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's screwing you up is that certificate of occupancy. It could turn into a huge problem. It can delay closings. It can lose you thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
So you're really important in that process.
Thank you. And the way I got into this was first helping my wife. She just asked me if I could help her change out a few smoke detectors here and there at the houses, put in a carbon monoxide and a fire extinguisher. Other towns have different requirements. Some are just the fire cert, as you know. Other towns have a whole list of things. It could be windows working properly. It could be screens have to be there. GFI outlet within a water source, you know what I mean? So it could be just a fire cert for a certain town, or it could be a whole list of things. But I'm here to help you tackle like whatever you need. And so like I was saying, the way I got into it was first I started helping my wife doing some stuff like that, and then her friends would ask her, "Hey, is your husband around to like change out a smoke alarm or a fire extinguisher or just like something?" And I would go and help. But then I was like, you know what? Let me make this legit. Let me start my LLC. Let me get my insurance so that I'm legit.
Licensed and insured.
Licensed and insured.
And so that way you're covered there. You don't have to worry about any unlicensed work. You're licensed and insured, and you have all those coverages that you would need. And you're very good at what I know is that if it's not in the scope of your license, you're not going to touch it. So you don't want to get anyone in your trouble.
Yeah, I don't play those games. Because you could get in big trouble doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah. So like if it's not under my scope, I always have someone that I can recommend to get the job done, especially if it's like adding electrical circuits or adding any plumbing that has to be done, like any stuff major like that, handymen cannot do. Yeah. It's only for the real professionals.
Yeah, and it would be out of the scope of your life, and you can actually get into a good amount of trouble doing that. Not only for yourself, but the person that's asking you to do the work can also get in some trouble there. So I want to also bring it back to the fact that, you're very young for somebody who, and how old are you actually right now?
I'm 24, so
You're
I just turned 24 in February.
You just turned 24. Yep. You and your wife are a power couple. You're already married at 24, which is crazy to think about. But at the end of the day, what really makes you want to get out of bed every morning and do this work? Because this is not only your only work. You work a lot of different things. Like we joke around it all the time. You have like 17 different jobs. Yeah. But, what makes you want to put your heart and soul into CO Ready?
Pretty much just, I guess, like a tough upbringing, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I didn't get my first bedroom until I was like freshman year of high school. Yeah. So it was kind of like a tough upbringing, and I don't ever want to go back to how I came up.
Brother, you're not going back there. How hard you work.
Thank God, and I'm blessed to say that I don't think I'll ever have to go back to that. So yeah, I mean, I'm just really motivated and to give my wife and my future kids, a life that I never had. So that's beautiful, man. That's what I fight for every day, like just earning and, waking up and grinding. Because even though like I'm exhausted grinding, I know that, like that one guy said, Romans 18, I forget how it goes, but it's pretty much like whatever you're going through right now, compares to nothing what the joy will be, you know,
When
in
you're
the future.
done. Yeah.
So like, you know, just keep fighting, and like hard times never last.
You know.
So as long as you can keep fighting and grinding, and like as long as you're getting up and doing something every day, you know, you can't fail.
No. You only win or you learn. That's what I like. Get a lot of people. You know, we have a lot of motivated people in our lives. You know, your wife is one of them. She does a really good job of selling a lot of homes.
Yeah.
You know, she's like a little sister to me too. Spending time with you guys, it almost rubs off on me. I mean, I think it does rub off on me. Your work ethic, what you guys put into it, and how much family is important to you guys. And you can tell that how she treats her clients, how you treat your clients, it's very, you know, congruent. You guys are the same type of person when it comes to how you treat people. So much so, I see you guys have almost no time together.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a young couple that's very successful, you know, how has that really fueled your day to day as well? You know, you have a lot of things, good things going on, but how does that, you know, play into your day to day work?
Yeah. So, I mean, we take pride in what we do. And one message that I really want to get out to everybody is that although my wife is a realtor and she's very good at what she does, I do not play games when it comes to that. So if you're a realtor and I'm working with you, I want to let you know that I'm someone that plays no games where I'm looking to go into your client's home and take your clients.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to make sure that everybody knows, like, I'm only working with your realtor, and whatever my wife does has nothing to do with your client, you know, because I don't play those games at all.
Very professional.
But back to that question. Yeah. So, I try to make the most time I can during the week, for being at home and trying to balance it with work, because I do work a regular job Monday through Friday. And then after work, this is when I do my CO ready stuff, and my handyman stuff. And that work always gets done. I always get to my clients. You know, when I tell a client I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? So, but what I've tried to do now is just dedicate like 1 or 2 days to being home with my wife after my regular job. And then on the weekends also try to be off as much as I can. But if people, you know, they message me, like, for instance, I had a realtor message me on a Thursday and the CO inspection was on Monday. They were looking to close on Tuesday. Yeah. So
I can get I'm
usually pretty booked up. Like I'm like 2 weeks out. So, you know, I don't like letting people down. Yeah. And I knew that I wanted to get the job done for him. Yeah. So, you know, I took that Sunday and I went and I did all the work, and it wasn't an easy CO. Yeah. It was screen replacements. It was.
What town was that?
This was in Freehold.
Oh wow! So that's even a drive for you. Yeah.
So going to Monmouth County. So yeah, it was a laundry list full of things, and I was happy to say that we did pass on Monday, and he was still able to close on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I just passed one from you on what day was that? I just passed one on Wednesday, which was yesterday. Yesterday I passed another CEO because of you. I mean, you're the guy I reach out to. Speaking of Monmouth County, I wanted to get your opinion and what you see in all these changes and how it's affecting Monmouth and Ocean counties. You know, we're getting Netflix coming in. We have a lot of stuff with AI coming in too. So what is your opinion how it's helping your business, or what trends are you seeing?
So actually, I just literally on my way here, I just realized that my last 4 jobs have been in Monmouth County. Wow. And I've been looking to expand to Monmouth County, and it's just been working out that way. Yeah. And it's not so much that I'm looking just to be in Monmouth County, but like, if you only limit to yourself to one area, that's also limiting your business. Yep. So if you can expand and get, you know, I'm looking to be in Ocean and Monmouth County, you know, that brings more business to me, you know, and also realtors can see what value I provide because like you said, it's very important to get the CO for them to close, and the town won't let you close unless you get that. Yeah, no, so,
it's very vital to every realtor's business is to make sure that we have the township approval. Yeah. Whether that's commercial, residential, you need to have it in order to close.
So yeah, I mean, Monmouth County, I think it's always been like a little bit of like a higher scale, only because, you know, the houses go for more here. Yep. You got Colts Neck, you got, you know, Red Bank area, you got Freehold, you know, all those areas, you know, the houses, they're not cheap there, you know?
No, they're not.
And,
And some of them are older, so they
Yeah,
need other
exactly.
other work that's not normal. You're not your run of the mill work these
and
days.
then you know what everyone's saying with Netflix coming here, it's not making it more affordable either.
No, very scarce.
Which I think also is actually going to drive up more of the prices in, like, I'm not a realtor, but I think that'll also drive up more of the prices in Ocean County also.
Yes, you're
because
seeing that.
Ocean County, you know, as you go further south, you are getting slightly cheaper than you would in Monmouth County.
Yeah.
So, you know, then once more people start realizing that Ocean County can be a little cheaper depending on where you're moving, you know, you might see more people start moving to Ocean County because you're still close to Monmouth County.
Yeah, no, and still, if you commute, I know the C Streak just got shot down in Point Pleasant, so that was a bummer, but they might come back next year. The C Streak in Atlantic Highlands, right? You go right to the city.
Go right to the city.
Yeah. So, and then the train, of course. There's a lot of ways to get there, so you don't have to live in Monmouth County to get some of the benefits of living at the shore. You can move down to Ocean County. There's a lot of different options out there, but you know, that's depending on the person, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be part of all the craziness with Netflix, you want to be in Monmouth County. But if you just want to be somewhere where you can enjoy a nice shore home or have a building or a business by the shore and not have to pay that extra premium of being in Monmouth County, Ocean County still has a lot of great affordable spots. And I'm surprised how much the values have gone up. I mean, just 5 years ago, I bought my house in Lacey for $244,000.
Yeah.
We just sold for $440,000. It's
Yeah.
a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house. So you can see how in just 5 years that appreciation has happened. And that's not only because Monmouth County is exploding. It's because there's a scarcity of real estate. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the nation. So what happens here is different than happens in the nation. A lot of people are panicking a lot because they hear the national news of there's now a shift in the becoming more of a buyer's market. That's not happening in Ocean County. That's not happening in Monmouth County. The scarcity is here, but at the same time, you can't price your home crazy high. And we both have experiences of people thinking they were back in COVID.
Right.
You can price the price whatever you want, price the house whatever you want, and we're going to get offers. Doesn't happen. But to a certain extent, we're seeing great amount of appreciation in these areas because of the amount of businesses coming in. So my last question for you actually is about, we always talk about great advice and podcasts and all these things. So if you had to give somebody out there, someone young like yourself, a great piece of advice, a podcast, or even a book to read, what would you say to them as they're trying to grow their business? Someone that, you know, maybe the 17-year-old you thought, you know, I wish I had that kind of advice when I was 17.
I would honestly say, like, to not be scared, because if you're scared, you know, you're just gonna keep procrastinating or you're not gonna get things done. You really do truly, and you know, when I mean this, when I say this, you really do have to take a risk with whatever you want to do. And I also think that being passionate about anything that you want to do is very important, because you can't just get into something and think, oh yeah, it's going to be great and you're going to start making money. And I think I see that a lot. I feel like with real estate agents is that they get into it thinking that they're just going to start selling right off the bat and making a lot of money. But if you're not passionate about it and you're just in it for the money, you're not going to be successful.
It's going to dry up super quickly.
And it's
90% fail in the first year.
Yeah, and it's not just with real estate. Like like it's with any business. If you start,
you should sell shoes. I mean, I'm going to get into
yeah.
So you're pushing kicks.
Yeah, I still do. I mean,
and Pokemon cards. I mean, you're just a straight hustler.
Yeah, and I still do. You know, but it's because I was very passionate about like selling sneakers, and I'm passionate about everything that I do because I enjoy it. And when you enjoy those things, you have a bigger drive to do better. And no matter how bad you're doing, you know, you just keep going.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of being passionate about something, because you'll never give up.
Yeah, man. I just remember you were 21 years old, I believe, selling shoes to get your wife an engagement ring.
Yeah.
You know, and then you went to Orlando on her birthday and you surprised her with an engagement ring.
Yeah.
That was all from hustling, all from selling shoes, and you just grinded, and you didn't skimp out on that ring. I saw that ring. You didn't skimp out. You really worked hard, and you sold those shoes to make sure that your wife had the best of the best, and there was no excuses right there. So that's something that I feel like a lot of young people can take from you. You should follow him, all his socials, Pushing Kicks, see already, Alex Murillo. I mean, you got a lot of things going on, and I'm going to be happy to have you back on later and see what how this business has taken you to the next level, because I see a lot of great success in your future, and you're a really great inspiration for especially the young kids that think that, you know, a lot of people told you and Gino too, that you guys are way too young to do a lot of the things that you did, and you did it anyway.
Yeah, you know what I tell them? I'm young and I'm running circles around you. and that's not being cocky, but it's when you get the older people that, you know, they point their finger at you and they try to talk down. That's what really bothers me a lot. Yeah, is the older people that try to talk down on you because you don't really have much experience and that you're young. You know, so when someone comes up to you and tries to say, "Oh, you're young, like you don't know nothing," or, you know, I'm sure when you get on the phone with a realtor, I've been in this business for 30 years. Yeah, and what have you done?
Exactly. You know, so this time in the business doesn't mean that you're successful automatically. No, not at all. It's your experience and how you treat people. Yeah. I definitely learned a lot from you, even though you are younger than me. You have a lot of wisdom, and so I feel like you're an old soul, and that we feel like I feel like I've known you for before we even met, you know, because, you know, we are very similar in how we treat people and how we put our all into our work. So, Alex, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, you're going to be coming on pretty frequently, you know, as long as our schedules align. So thank you for coming on to Mind Your Entrepreneur, and peace out, man.
Peace out, brother.
I'll see you. All right.